Hi there, Facebook. This is Joel. I want to talk about what others perceive you, okay? Does that matter? And how we often live our life living what we think others think about us. I want to free you up. I want to give you an opportunity, just like I'm doing for myself. This is when I do videos, oftentimes you're going to know the things, sometimes what I struggle with, because I'm working on that myself, and then I come out and do a video thinking that maybe it'll help others and set them free as well. So this is part of my, part of my method that I do things. So what I want to encourage you today, it's not about what others think about you, it's about what you think about you. And because the problem is, you're never going to satisfy everyone. And the good news about that is, you're going to be surprised at what others do think about you. If you were to do a survey of your closest friends, people that you know that love you and encourage you, and then maybe do some ones that possibly the ones that don't like you as much or know you from an observation standpoint, to see what they think about you. Just recently, I heard some things about myself that I would have never attributed to myself. But we're putting off a, a way about us that we're not even sometimes aware. Okay, now that can be good and that can be bad. For instance, sometimes I have a way of giving people a stare, like, and I'm totally kidding, like, it's a funny thing that I think is my brain is being teasing about it, all right? But in the brains of other people, they might perceive that as rejection. Okay, so it's something that I have to learn to work with. All right. Now it's and again, my brain inside is laughing, not at the person. I'm laughing just because I'm just being silly. Um, while it may hurt somebody else. See, here's what's going on. Most people around you, and I say probably most, depending on where you're at, they're walking around with wounds. Okay, they've not healed from, and that's the goal, is to heal, and we're in a journey, and who's to, I'm not here to point out yours, and I'm not asking to point out mine, but what I love about the people that are around me, that have the ability to speak into my life when I am wrong, or when I need corrected, or when I'm looking at something not right. To me, that's healing. Now, some of you out there, you know who you are. If someone corrects you, you get very offended. I don't know who you are, so I'm not speaking to one single person out there. So don't even get offended at that. Just kidding. But that's not what I'm doing. But what I'm saying is, if we allow rebukes, and if we allow um, things that people want to speak into our life, we can become a lot better person as a result. Or we can maintain going down the road without anybody giving us direction that, hey, you might be going the wrong way, or you might be doing that a little bit hard. Let's say, I've been in different jobs, and I appreciated the person that's been there for a while said, hey, you can make it a little bit easier on yourself if you do such and such. Okay, let's work on our own offenses this year and not be offended, and we can become better people as a result. Um, so again, let me just touch back to what I said originally, so I don't lose it. It's not about what others say about you that matters. It's about what you say about you that matters. So you're not going to appease everyone. And a lot of you come from broken relationships, and you walked on eggshells, and we don't want to continue to walk on eggshells for the rest of our lives around people, okay? And we have a tendency, you're looking at the person who's guilty the most of 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 walking on eggshells at times around people, because I'm afraid of what I'm going to say. And I'm done with that. I'm learning, and I'm growing, and I'm in a process, and I just want to encourage you as well, to be done with that. It's exhausting to try to live out what we think other people want. It's exhausting, right? And then not only that, we're not really allowing other people to see our vulnerable self. There's going to be things about people that you don't like, and there's going to be things that maybe a lot of things that people don't like about me, and there some things I can control and some things I can't control. The things I can control, I want people to let me know so I can do my best to make the change if it is necessary. Now, there's some things that I have about me that people don't like that I don't want to change because that's who I want to be. But if there's things about you that need changed, and somebody points that out, don't beat yourself up. Don't replay that or rehash that through your brain, because what happens is you pay a double penalty for it. When you mess up, the greatest characteristic you can have really at that time is own it. Just own it. And when you own your own faults or your own insecurities or your own the way that you're physically built or not built. I mean, look. I mean, I'm losing my hair. Okay, it's getting thinner, and it's something that is an insecurity for me. But you know what? I can laugh about it, and I can own it, and I can say, you know what? This gray in my beard here is wisdom, right? Okay, well, at least let me just think that anyway, right? So as you go through life's journey, life is going to take a toll on you. It's going to take a toll on you physically. It's going to take a toll on you some emotionally and even spiritually. There's some things that we can build up and we can get stronger. Some of the attributes, of course, of our body, where things aren't, once you hit a certain age, things aren't really going better for most of us. They're going downhill to a degree. Now, I'm not saying that we can't make some changes here and there. Not at all. I'm not saying at all. But what I am saying is what you can change, and what you can't, don't worry about it. And again, you're not out there to please everyone. Okay? So if you have a satisfaction of your goal that you know that inside that you did the best, don't beat yourself up and don't allow others to beat you. If they beat you up, the problem is, and there's going to be people that criticize you always. You're never going to get away from criticizers. It's just never going to happen. So learn to accept yourself, and it's hard for someone to keep pointing out a fault if you own it, and you don't get defensive. Just don't get defensive. I'm telling you, relax. Let people openly rebuke you in a way. You don't want people in your life that are tearing you down. But if somebody sees, what if right now, I mean, I was live and I got another phone over here and I've got, lettuce in my teeth and I can't see it, and I get this big old green nasty thing in my teeth, and somebody down there, hey Joel, you might want to do that real quick. And man, I'm going to appreciate that, right? A lot of times people are doing that in our lives, and when we reject them, we're rejecting them to make us a better person. And so I want to encourage you to rejecting others that are trying to help you, if that makes sense, okay? And so I want to encourage you, if you are out there and you have been rejected, I want you to go through a self-evaluation, even if you have to get things from other people to assure you who you are. Again, I received some things about me in the last little while that, I'm not going to mention them here. It would make me sound like I'm bragging or something like that. I don't know. And I'm not going to, it's not necessary, but I didn't necessarily evaluate myself that way. But it's a beautiful thing when other people accept you, especially after you've been rejected for so long and so many years as a person. And then when they come in and they speak words of life. And that's why I did the little one on life and death is in the power of the tongue. If you didn't listen to that one, I encourage you to go back maybe a couple weeks and listen to about the tongue. There's a lion on the little post with his mouth wide open. But our words have power, and people tore us down. Now we need built up. We need to build up, and we need to accept what other people say about us. And sometimes we have to accept, and we just have to own the bad and own the stuff that needs change. It's okay. It's okay that you're not perfect. It's perfectly okay. And once you understand that and you accept it, you're on your way to becoming a better person. Trust me on this. And then you speak out to other people words of life and words that people need to hear as well. So you want to make sure you do it in a proper way. Maybe sometime we'll talk about how to do that. But I love you guys. I really do. And I think so many of you are so cool out there and that are doing great jobs. In what you do. I don't know a lot of the people that I will speak out to, but I'll be certain that many of you that I do know that struggle, if you were to get an evaluation, you'd be shocked at what people think about you. So until next time, overcome evil with good.